The morning air was still, carrying with it a sense of calm and serenity that belied the turmoil within Taro's heart. Sunlight dappled the monastery garden where a young student, Taro, sat opposite his master, the gentle rays casting intricate patterns on the ground. Taro's brow was furrowed deeply, a clear sign of his inner conflict. His hands fidgeted in his lap, unable to find stillness. "Master," Taro began, his voice tight with frustration and a hint of desperation, "I strive for greatness. I study the scriptures with dedication. I meditate diligently every day, yet I feel no closer to enlightenment than I did yesterday. It feels like an endless struggle."
The master, with eyes that held the wisdom of mountains and the depth of the ocean, smiled gently, his expression serene. He poured tea into Taro's cup, the steam rising like silent whispers, filling the air with a delicate fragrance. "Tell me, Taro," the master said softly, "what do you seek in this pursuit of greatness? What is it that your heart truly desires?"
Taro did not hesitate, his determination clear in his eyes. "To reach the summit, Master," he replied with conviction. "To be free from suffering, to achieve true enlightenment, and to find peace within myself."
The master nodded slowly, his eyes reflecting years of wisdom and experience. The summit shines brightly, does it not? It beckons us, promises us a glorious view, a perspective that can change our lives.
"Yes, Master," Taro agreed eagerly, leaning forward, his heart pounding with anticipation. "But how do I reach it? How do I silence the restlessness in my heart, the constant yearning that never seems to fade?"
The master took a sip of his tea, his gaze distant, as if seeing into another time. "Many years ago," he began, his voice soft as falling leaves, "a young traveler much like yourself came to me with a similar yearning, a desire to find peace."
Taro settled back, eager to hear the master's story, knowing that within these words lay the answers he sought. He knew these tales often held profound truths, veiled in simple words, waiting to be discovered by those who truly listened.
"This traveler," the master continued, "was obsessed with reaching the top of a distant mountain. He spoke of nothing else, his heart consumed by the goal."
Taro nodded, seeing himself in the traveler's tale. The master's stories often reflected the listener's own struggles.
On his journey, the master went on, the traveler encountered a humble gardener tending his flowers by the roadside. "Tell me," the traveler implored, "what is the quickest path to the summit?"
Taro hung on the master's words, imagining the traveler's impatience, his burning desire to reach his goal.
The gardener, the master said, his eyes twinkling, simply smiled and replied, "If you wish to reach the summit, my friend, simply keep your eyes on the path beneath your feet." "But master," he protested, "what about the goal, the summit?"
Taro frowned, puzzled by the gardener's response. It seemed too simple, too easy.
The master smiled. "The path," he explained patiently, "is where life unfolds."
Taro considered this, his gaze falling to the intricate patterns of the moss-covered stones beneath his feet.
"When we learn to appreciate the journey itself," the master continued softly, "the destination takes care of itself. Peace, Taro, is not found at the summit, but in each mindful breath, each step taken with awareness."
Taro felt a sense of calm wash over him. The master's words resonated deep within him. He realized he'd been so focused on the future that he'd failed to appreciate the present moment. "Master," Taro began, his voice hushed with understanding, "I think I'm beginning to understand."
The master smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners, a gentle warmth radiating from his face. "The journey within, Taro, is much like climbing a mountain. Each step you take brings you closer to understanding yourself. The summit is but a point in time, a fleeting moment of achievement, whereas the journey is vast and ever unfolding, filled with lessons and experiences."
Taro looked up at the cloudless sky, a new sense of peace settling over him. He understood now that the path was as important as the destination. Enlightenment wasn't a destination, but a way of being, a state of mind that could be cultivated every day, a way of walking the path with presence and awareness, embracing each step, each breath, each moment as it arose, fully and without judgment.
The rest of the day passed in serene silence as Taro contemplated the master's words, feeling a deep sense of connection to the world around him. He realized that true greatness lay not in reaching some distant peak, but in fully inhabiting the journey itself, in being present in every moment. For in the end, the journey was all there was, a continuous flow of experiences and insights that shaped who he was.